Good morning everyone. I trust you're all continuing to keep safe and well. Hopefully many of you tuned into our virtual patients meeting in June and found the information presented to be helpful. We've postponed our next physical patients meeting to next year, but the Charities Commission have advised that it would be best for us to conduct just the housekeeping elements of our annual general meeting on a virtual basis before the end of September. Hence, we're conducting a very brief meeting this morning. For anyone who doesn't already know me, my name's Leanne and I'm the chair of LAM Action. I live in Worcestershire with my husband James and my two children Ismay and Oliver and our dog Millie. We shielded as a family for quite a long period of time, as much of you have I'm sure, and we continue to tentatively ease our way as safely and carefully as possible back to some kind of normality, with many changes and adaptations still very much present in our lives. I hope that all of you are managing and coping as well as you possibly can during these rather unusual and difficult times. LAM Action wanted to reassure you all that we're still here and the resources and the support which we offer are all still very much available, despite the presence of coronavirus. Jill Pateman continues to work every Wednesday from her home office. The LAM Action website continues to be updated regularly, and LAMline and our social media platforms are still operating as normal, and we've been seeing even more interaction and activity than usual. It's been fantastic to see the LAM community all coming together and supporting each other during this difficult time. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of our fundraisers who over the past 12 months have raised an incredible amount of money for our charity. It never ceases to amaze me how many people support us year after year, both old and new faces. The successes we've seen purely from our incredible team of community-based fundraisers is absolutely amazing, and this has sustained the charity for many years. I did highlight last year, however, that unfortunately we have started to eat into our reserves a little, as our outgoings to finance research and patient support, which we very much wish to continue doing, are starting to outweigh our fundraising incomings. To address this, the Executive Committee spent a considerable amount of time in 2019 exploring additional sources of revenue. Last year we paid an external consultant to assist us in identifying fundraising opportunities, in particular from trusts and other grant-giving bodies. Phase 1 of the consultant's work for us was completed early in 2020, and we paused the project whilst the committee pulled together additional information to support her work. Sadly, coronavirus then hit, and so this work will probably remain on hold until the pandemic and the economy recovers. We do anticipate a drop in donations to the charity sector generally, and therefore it seems logical to suspend further activity here until the charity funding climate improves a little. The work which was presented to us was very promising, however, and we hope it will lead to an increase in LAM Action revenues in the future. The coronavirus pandemic has unfortunately resulted in the postponement of the London Marathon this year, and also the cancellation of Ride London. These two events typically are two of our most important events of the year and raise a significant amount of money for us. In addition to these two events, the second LAM Action Black and White Ball, which was due to take place in September this year, has also been postponed to September 2022. The cancellation and postponement of these events will undoubtedly have a significant impact on our accounts for the year. On a positive note, however, the 2.6 challenge, which saw an array of LAM Action supporters getting involved in fundraising for us, brought in a considerable amount of money, over £8,000 to be exact, which will certainly go some way towards preserving our reserves. Can I possibly just remind everyone at this point to fill out a gift aid form when doing any fundraising for us, or sending in any donations, of course. If the fundraiser and or the donator are UK taxpayers, we can accrue an extra 25%, which is a considerable amount. The gift aid form is available on the LAM Action website to be downloaded, or if you're using a platform such as Just Giving, it's simply a case of ticking a box when submitting a donation. Despite our anticipated fall in revenues, we feel that 2020 will still be a very important year for LAM Action. As the pandemic has been at the forefront of many people's minds, more women have subscribed to LAM Line and our private Facebook group to discuss their concerns and also to share positive thoughts and ideas around how to cope with living in the current situation. We've also worked very closely with the National Centre for LAM regarding COVID-19 advice, as many women with LAM are considered to be extremely vulnerable and have been largely shielding during the pandemic. We've tried wherever possible to share relevant and helpful advice from trusted sources such as the UK LAM Centre and the US LAM Foundation. Whilst we've been living in lockdown and as we emerge tentatively into a new way of life, we're thinking about and looking at different ways that we can support women with LAM. Virtual interactions through platforms such as Microsoft Teams, Zoom and Skype will undoubtedly provide alternative ways for us to communicate over the coming months. We've obviously had to look at different ways to interact since our usual face-to-face interaction via our support group network isn't currently either possible or desirable. In other non-COVID news, there have been a couple of changes within the LAM Action Executive Committee. Unfortunately, Helen Sabin stood down from the committee this year. We'll sorely miss both her input and her sunny, positive personality, and we thank Helen for all the work she's done for LAM Action during her time on the committee. We have, however, welcomed Jo Pisani to the committee, who brings with her a breadth of knowledge and ideas, and she's already proved herself to be a great new addition to the team. We're delighted to have Jo on board. I'm very pleased to say that we now have 164 members of LAM Action currently, 93 of which have LAM. Jill advises me that roughly 1 member per week is joining LAM Action, which is great news. We think that the COVID-19 pandemic has really brought people together, and the engagement we've seen from the LAM community during the first half of this year has been phenomenal. We also made the decision to remove membership fees at the start of this year, which has potentially had a positive impact too. As always, we welcome new members, be they LAM patients or the friends and family of women with LAM. The more members we have, the more we can put the strongest case forward for research grants and other funds. Unfortunately, in June this year, we were deeply saddened to hear of the sad passing of Lucy Falconer. Lucy was LAM Action's first chair and a dear friend and inspiration to us all. Few have contributed so much to the LAM community as Lucy. She was diagnosed in 1989, and over the subsequent 3 decades, Lucy used her intellect, her enthusiasm and her compassion to shape and influence both research into LAM and the support available to women with LAM. Lucy was an exceptional person, and both the LAM committee and indeed the whole LAM community, both in the UK and overseas, will miss Lucy greatly. Our thoughts are with Terry and Lucy's wider family. I also wanted to share both mine and LAM Action's sincere condolences to John and Julie Mullins and their family on the sad passing of Irene in May this year. Many of you will know that, along with her husband John, Irene was a dedicated fundraiser for LAM and raised an incredible amount of money for the charity across a multitude of events and activities. Irene lived life to the full and will be sorely missed by her extended family and also by all of us at LAM Action, sending all our love to John, Julie and family at this difficult time too. Thank you all for listening to me, everyone, and I really hope that things will get back to normal for us all really soon. As things stand, we've postponed our physical annual patients meeting to Saturday the 12th of June 2021 at the same venue, the Mercure Nottingham Sherwood Hotel. We very much hope it will be safe for us all to gather together again then. In the meantime, if anyone would like any support or information from LAM Action, please don't hesitate to contact either myself or Jill, or otherwise reach out to another member of the Executive Committee. We'll be very happy to help you. Stay safe and well, everyone. Bye for now.